All, yes. For some reason, the internet has gotten slower since I started to upload the videos. Yeah. Could you go through and get the actual internet usage of every cell phone of every individual that I'm going to sue? It could be from a remote location that somebody has this IP address. Poop. You can actually access IP addresses from other than a desktop, yes, or a laptop, yes. You could use a smartphone to obstruct my use of the internet, yes. Now, I know you'd say that I'm not a client to PBH, and I'm not. But it sure seemed like you wanted me to be a client to PBH. See, you used fraudulent mental health evaluations when you alleged that I had committed crimes in Sequim and Jefferson County. And since I'm not a client of PBH, I'm sure that nobody took the IP address of the actual internet of this location home with them on their cell phone. You know how smartphones can access the internet from any location. Oh, you did. Now, as I was mentioning, I'm not a client because I'm not delusional. Yes, I'm not schizophrenic. Oh, I'm not bipolar. See, when you look at the RI.PDF, yes, the certified copy of it that I emailed to you, yes, it's possible, yeah, that you didn't realize, yes, that you do have to name the petitioner and the respondent and their birth dates, yes, that the petitioner did have to appear in court and sign the protection order. Oh, that the sheriff of Clallam County did have to serve me, and you couldn't serve me in a public library. I know you disagree with that, but court service means that you serve the individual where it's not an obstruction of the other patrons, yes, having to have to witness the service of the actual protection order. Now, what's really interesting, if you consider how to serve a court order, yes, only the private parties that need a witness that they served, yes, they have to write it down, date, time, location, so on and so forth, yes. A sheriff, yes, or a police officer, they're their own witness that under the penalty of perjury they did serve the respondent. There's a possibility that there could be a lawsuit in this if I think about it for just a second. Yeah. See, it says here the sheriff of Clallam County, yes, should be the one that does the serving of the actual, yes. Now, the law enforcement officer serving this order may confiscate, yeah, the restrained person's weapons at the time of service. Yes, yes, yes. Now, I mentioned that. You should have probably asked me if I had any weapons. Yes. But it does say law enforcement officer. So there might be some constraints about who can serve a protection order. Yes, might be a private party. Yes. Whereas they have this in bold print, the law enforcement officer serving this order may confiscate the restrained person's weapons at the time of service. Yeah. Now, it implies, yes, an obligation, yes, that you cannot use a private party to serve a weapon surrender. Yeah. Now, I would say, okay, now, I think, now, I'm thinking about it, the law enforcement officer, yeah, serving this order may confiscate the restrained person's weapons at the time of service. Just considering it is a lawsuit. Oh! It's a lawsuit for using a private party, yes, to serve an individual, right, a weapon surrender form. And since you didn't do that, yes, I don't think the person that served me in the actual library was the sheriff. Yeah, I'm suing you for having them serve me when it is an obligation of law enforcement officers, yes, to serve the weapon surrender form, yes, on the restrained person, so they have the legal right to confiscate any weapons. Now, I've never documented this lawsuit before. No. But I'm thinking this is a good one. Now, why don't you get me all those protection orders that have a weapon surrender form attached to them? Yes. Because the way that I see it, yes, without the signature of the petitioner, yes, you actually can't serve this form unless you are a law enforcement officer. Yeah. Now, this says in the actual service of the protection order, yes, Petitioner shall make private arrangements for the service of this order. That's right. So it looks like if it's just a protection order, yes, you can have somebody other than law enforcement serve the individual. Yes. You can serve the order by mail or publication. Right. But if it's a weapon surrender form, there's the obligation that it has to be law enforcement that serves the actual restrained person. Right. And since you didn't do that,